The monkey tightly grasped its owner's fingers and pushed him backward. The pain was so intense that it tore the man's heart apart. But he didn't stop the monkey. Next, the man reached for a small ball, but the monkey moved it just a little farther away. In frustration, the man grabbed the ball, but to his surprise, the monkey laughed joyfully. It turned out that the monkey was actually helping the man with his training, and this routine played out countless times every single day. A long time ago, Nate had just 6 weeks left before going to college. However, during a diving incident, bacteria from the lake entered his bloodstream through his nasal passages, causing his brain to become inflamed. He contracted a rare and deadly disease. Though his life was saved, he was left paralyzed from the waist down. His life felt like it had been shackled. He was bound to a wheelchair every day. The bright future he had once envisioned was now a distant memory, replaced by a pit of despair. The future he had dreamed of for his parents had instead become a heavy burden on them. Looking at the fish in the pond, he longed to dive in once again as he had in the past. He thought about ending his life the same way he had once enjoyed it. Fortunately, his father discovered his thoughts just in time, preventing a tragedy. Watching her son spiral into despair every day broke his mother's heart. In an attempt to restore hope to Nate's life, she contacted the Independent Living Association, hoping that animal-assisted therapy might help him recover. Soon after, they received an invitation from the association and were taken to a facility where they could experience it firsthand. The place was full of people with various disabilities, and others like Nate who had come seeking help. As a special guest, Nate was introduced to a room where a white-faced, black-furred, curly-tailed monkey awaited them. At first, Nate just thought the monkey, named Gigi, was cute, but didn't believe it could help him. But then, the monkey raised its arm and opened its fingers in a greeting. Everyone was stunned by the gesture. Gigi had been rescued from a circus 4 years ago, and, under professional training, could now serve people in the same way guide dogs do. However, it required a great deal of time and effort to form a close bond. Only through becoming a close companion could one achieve true communication with the animal. When Nate learned that Gigi had also faced hardship and suffering, it stirred something deep inside him. He rolled his wheelchair into the room and locked eyes with Gigi. The monkey's gaze never left Nate, as if sympathizing with him. From that moment on, Gigi became part of Nate's family. This decision marked a turning point in Nate's life. Gigi was placed in Nate's observation room and gradually became part of his daily routine. Gigi witnessed Nate's struggles with everyday activities and felt the pain he endured. Even the simplest of tasks were enormous challenges for Nate. Late at night, Nate would share his pain with Gigi, but the monkey remained silent, always staying in its cage. One day, Nate told the therapist that Gigi wasn't showing much improvement and didn't seem capable of helping him. He planned to send Gigi back soon. The monkey overheard this and stared at Nate with wide eyes, as though realizing its own failure. When Nate's rehabilitation ball fell to the floor, Gigi rushed over, picked it up, and placed it into Nate's hand. Then, it climbed onto Nate's shoulder, lying there quietly. Nate was stunned by the unexpected action, overwhelmed with emotion. From that point onward, Gigi became an essential part of Nate's recovery. It helped Nate turn the pages of books, assisted with piano lessons, and even worked as an assistant during therapy sessions. Whenever Nate made even the slightest progress, Gigi danced with joy. In the pharmacy, Gigi ran to and fro, collecting orders and medicine for Nate, impressing everyone around them. Gigi's constant care and companionship began to heal Nate's long-closed heart and reignited his hope. Their happy moments were now captured on street corners in the city, and the once sorrowful family gradually turned joyful. With Gigi's help, Nate started to regain feeling in his paralyzed limbs. One day, they went to the supermarket, and Gigi grabbed its favorite snack. Its intelligence and cuteness quickly caught the attention of a nearby girl. To Nate's surprise, it was his first love. After years apart, the two had so much to say, but didn't know where to begin. Gigi, however, broke the ice by bringing them into a shared topic of conversation. The girl even gave Gigi a blueberry, which made both of them laugh uncontrollably. But as with all good things, the moment was brief. The girl had to leave for work, but not before exchanging phone numbers with Nate. As Nate prepared to leave, a strange woman approached them. Nate thought she was there to admire Gigi, but instead, she came to warn him. She claimed that bringing animals into stores or food establishments was illegal because monkeys carried deadly viruses that posed a public health risk. Nate's mother immediately disagreed, explaining that Gigi was a therapy animal meant to assist with Nate's recovery and had every right to be in public spaces. But the woman stood firm, insisting that monkeys were an exception. The disagreement ended without resolution. The next day, the police arrived at their door. The woman turned out to be a powerful figure in the community, the chairwoman of the Tennessee Social Committee. She had previously pushed for a ban on the sale of live chickens in Davidson County. She wasn't going to let Gigi off the hook easily. She listed several accusations against Nate and Gigi and filed a complaint with the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. It was clear they had a tough battle ahead. The officer, however, was sympathetic and only gave Nate a warning, advising him not to take Gigi out unless absolutely necessary to avoid complications. But as if fate had other plans, Nate received a text from his first love, inviting him to a party and asking him to bring Gigi along. Overjoyed to get an invitation after so many years, Nate eagerly agreed. Gigi, thrilled to be going out, excitedly helped Nate get ready. When they arrived at the party, Gigi immediately became the center of attention. Nate's first love walked over and announced to everyone that Nate was the guest of honor. For the first time since his paralysis, Nate felt the admiration of others. Gigi, meanwhile, was lost in the fun, enjoying the game. People around them couldn't resist pulling out their phones to take pictures of the adorable monkey. The next day, a video of the party went viral online. The woman from the supermarket had already arrived at their doorstep with members of the Animal Protection Association, holding signs and demanding that Nate return Gigi to the wild. The media and online communities quickly took notice of the case. The Animal Protection Committee organized a hearing to discuss the matter. At the hearing, Nate shared his personal experience, explaining that Gigi was not just a pet, but a member of his family, and the reason he had been able to regain hope. The woman, however, cited the law, and the vote resulted in a 2-1 decision against Nate. He was forced to say his final goodbye to Gigi. On the day they parted, Gigi seemed to sense it was coming. It signaled to Nate not to cry, then gave him a warm hug before kissing his cheek. Gigi climbed into the cage, leaving Nate forever. After that, Nate's family lived in constant worry. He couldn't bear to think about what would happen to Gigi. His mother often looked at old photos of the monkey, longing for its companionship. Then, one day, Nate's grandmother handed his mother a newspaper. The headline read, "Curled-tail monkeys are legal in North Carolina." Hope sparked in their hearts. They decided to sell their current home and move to a wooden house in North Carolina. On the day they arrived, the familiar sight of Gigi appeared once again.